The story here is about two very different tools designed for the same type of rider on paper. Both are 2024 models. One is the KTM 1290 Super Duke GT, sitting at about $20,499 in the US. The other is the KTM 1290 Super Adventure R, priced slightly higher at about $20,999. The GT focuses on long-distance sport touring with a strong performance base. The Adventure R focuses on tough terrain, remote trails, and off-road power backed by long-range comfort. Even the prices being close causes confusion, because on paper they look like two ways to solve the same problem. But the difference in real use is massive. This comparison is going to break down what actually separates them in design and ergonomics, engines and performance, handling and ride quality, features and tech, and finally, fuel efficiency, range, and ownership costs.
Design, ergonomics, and riding position starts the real comparison. The first thing anyone feels is seat height, which decides confidence at slow speeds and in crowded places. The Super Duke GT sits at about 835 millimeters, low enough that most riders can plant at least one strong foot on the ground without struggle. The Adventure R sits far higher at about 880 millimeters, which instantly shows the off-road bias. That height matters. Riders under average height feel it right away. The Adventure R gives a strong sense of towering above traffic, and that height helps with ground clearance and dirt, but at parking speeds or city U-turns, it demands more balance. The GT feels far easier for shorter riders, giving a more planted feel at every stoplight. Handlebar positioning creates another big difference. The GT keeps the bars slightly lower and closer so the upper body leans just a bit forward. Nothing extreme. It feels natural for long, fast rides, and the windshield takes pressure off the chest. The Adventure R uses wide bars pushed higher and farther forward. This layout helps with standing up while riding off-road, and the wide bar leverage makes it easier to move the bike around on rough surfaces. On the highway though, the bars feel taller and more open, giving a commanding view but also catching more wind at high speed. Foot peg position changes how the knees and hips feel after an hour. The GT has mid-rear set pegs, giving a sporty but comfortable stance. It puts some weight on the legs and opens the hip angle, which helps on long rides. The Adventure R positions the pegs lower and more centered, so there's room to move the body around when climbing hills or navigating rocky paths. The R feels more relaxed when seated, but more functional when standing. The rider triangle is where the purpose of each bike becomes obvious. On the GT, the triangle is balanced between comfort and control. No strain on the wrists, light pressure through the hips, and a stable knee bend. Long highway rides feel natural. The Adventure R has a taller, more upright triangle. The back stays straight, the arms stay wider, and the seat feels flatter. This setup is ideal for long off-road days because it allows quick adjustments in body position. But on constant high-speed road riding, the wind hitting the chest is stronger. Pillion comfort also changes the story. The GT offers a bigger rear seat with better padding and a more natural foot peg position for the passenger. The body position feels closer to the rider, which helps stability. The Adventure R has a taller pillion seat with narrower padding, and while it supports occasional use, it is not the most comfortable place for long highway travel unless luggage is strapped on and the rider uses accessories to improve support. Aesthetics are subjective, but build quality feel is clear. The GT looks like a sport touring missile, with sharp edges, a single-sided swing arm, a big windshield, and bodywork that flows towards its aerodynamic shape. It looks fast even when parked. The Adventure R presents a rugged look with tall suspension travel, spoked wheels, a rally-style headlight, wide handlebars, and long ground clearance. It looks ready to take a beating in sand, dirt, or gravel. Both feel premium, but the GT feels polished and refined, while the R feels tough and ready for impact.
Engines and performance is where the numbers start speaking. Both bikes use a 1301cc V-twin engine with liquid cooling, ride-by-wire, and a strong performance base. But the tuning and final feel are very different. The GT produces about 175 horsepower and about 141 Nm of torque. The Adventure R produces about 160 horsepower and about 138 Nm of torque. The GT is the more powerful bike on the road. It accelerates harder, revs more eagerly, and holds higher speeds with less effort. The Adventure R has slightly less peak power, but the way the power comes in makes more sense off-road. The torque spread is wide and predictable, allowing the rider to control the wheel with precision on gravel or loose surfaces. Gearbox feel matches their character. The GT shifts smoothly, especially with the quick shifter. Gear changes feel crisp, and the bike pulls with strong force in every gear, especially when passing traffic. The Adventure R also uses a quick shifter, but the shifts feel slightly more mechanical because the bike is tuned for harsher riding conditions. The throttle response on the GT is sharper and more direct, giving a sport bike-like push when rolling the wrist. The Adventure R softens the initial response to prevent wheel spin on loose ground, making it easier to modulate at slow speeds or when climbing. Rideability changes based on how the engine behaves at low RPM. The GT stays smooth and controlled, but the low RPM vibration is slightly more noticeable than the Adventure R. The Adventure R stays smoother in rough terrain thanks to engine mapping optimized for off-road traction. High-speed refinement belongs to the GT. This is the bike built to run fast all day without feeling stressed.
Handling, ride quality, and suspension starts with dimensions. The GT and Adventure R do not share the same stance. Wheelbase, rake, and trail numbers push them into different categories. The Adventure R has a longer suspension travel of about 220 millimeters both front and rear, which affects the head angle and steering feel. The GT uses semi-active suspension with less travel, offering more control on smooth and fast roads. The weight also plays a key role. The GT sits at about 209 kilograms dry. The Adventure R sits at about 228 kilograms dry. That extra weight on the R is mostly from the taller suspension, reinforced frame parts, and spoked wheels. Even though the R is heavier, it doesn't feel that way off-road because the wide handlebars give enough leverage to move the bike around. On the road, however, the GT feels much easier to flick side to side, especially when riding fast through curves. Tight U-turns need more space on the R due to the tall stance, while the GT can rotate tighter. Suspension makes the biggest difference in ride quality. The GT's WP semi-active suspension adjusts damping on the fly, keeping the bike stable at high speeds and absorbing bumps on the road. The Adventure R uses fully adjustable WP XPLR forks and a PDS shock that are built for rough terrain. The R can soak up big hits that would unsettle the GT. On smooth roads, the GT feels controlled and planted. On broken roads or dirt, the R feels like nothing can stop it. Braking systems also differ. The GT uses strong Brembo calipers on 320mm discs in the front and a 240mm disc at the rear. The braking power is sharp, immediate, and confidence-boosting. The R also uses 320mm front discs, but pairs them with off-road ABS tuning that allows a bit of wheel slip where needed. The rear brake on the R is more forgiving for off-road use. On the road, the GT has more bite. Off the road, the R offers better control.
Features and technology highlights. KTM's electronics packages. Both bikes come with a 7-inch TFT display, traction control, cornering ABS, cruise control, ride modes, quick shifter, and Bluetooth connectivity. The difference is in purpose. The GT includes heated grips, a more road-oriented cruise system, semi-active suspension control, and a touring-friendly dashboard layout. The Adventure R integrates off-road ride modes, off-road ABS, and a display layout that helps with trail navigation. The adjustable windshield on the GT is larger and optimized for high-speed wind protection. The Adventure R uses a shorter rally-style screen made to stay out of the way when riding off-road.
Fuel efficiency, range, and ownership costs shift the story again. Both bikes have a 23-liter fuel tank. Fuel economy differs based on riding. The GT generally returns slightly lower mileage because it encourages fast highway speeds and strong acceleration. The Adventure R can return slightly better mileage at steady speeds, but drops when riding tough off-road sections. Real-world numbers for both sit around the mid-30s in miles per gallon depending on riding style. Maintenance cost is similar because both use the same base engine.
Consumables differ. The GT uses road-oriented tires that last longer on pavement. The Adventure R uses aggressive off-road tires that wear faster on hard surfaces. Spoked wheels on the R are more expensive to repair than cast wheels on the GT. Service intervals stay aligned, but real-world ownership of the R can cost more if used for heavy off-road riding. Luggage options differ. The GT has integrated pannier mounts and fits hard cases easily. The Adventure R can take soft or hard luggage, but the setup is more focused on adventure travel. Underseat storage is limited on both, but the GT provides easier access to small items. USB or 12-volt charging ports are available on both, depending on configuration. Resale values depend on market, but adventure bikes like the R often keep strong demand because riders use them for multiple purposes. The GT holds value well in regions with strong touring culture.
The clear conclusion becomes obvious once all categories are compared. The GT suits riders who want sharp road performance, fast highway comfort, and a machine that can crush long distances on pavement without effort. The Adventure R suits riders who want to explore dirt, sand, backcountry routes, and long mixed surface journeys. The GT is the sharper weapon on smooth roads. The R is the stronger tool on rough terrain. Riders who spend almost all their time on asphalt will feel happier on the GT. Riders who want freedom to leave the road whenever they want will find the R impossible to replace. If this helped, hit subscribe.